Hi guys, I'm just vlogging um my experience and what I'm having to deal with. Um so I went in April 26th because I was having asthma and I couldn't breathe, and they ended up leaving me because my blood work had came back that my troponin levels were elevated. And for those that don't know, troponin levels are basically like a blood level that tells the doctor that something is wrong with your heart or damaging to your heart. So kind of like strokes and stuff like that. So they thought I was having a stroke at the time. So my levels came back, and then they did a CAT scan to see what was going on with my heart. And I had to wait for that test to get done. So sorry. So I had to wait for the CAT scan to come back, and the doctor had already came in and said that they wanted to leave me because of my troponin levels. So in that moment, I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to stay. And they're like, it's gonna go against like medical advice or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I don't care. I just don't want to be here. I just want like a shot for my asthma or whatever the case is. Anyways, doctor agreed to let me go if my troponin levels came back and they were either at the same numbers or less than. So they check it at that at the 1 hour mark, then they wait 2 hours and they gotta check it again. So they checked it at the 2 hour mark, and I want to say like 20 minutes after my CAT scan, 20, 30 minutes later, the doctor comes in. I get it on like, my phone and my chart. And I saw my troponin levels and I saw that they were higher than before. So I already knew they were going to admit me. Like I already knew that I couldn't like get out of this one. So they go ahead and they come in, and the doctor goes, good news is your CAT scan looks good. Bad news is your troponin levels are higher than the first time, so we're gonna have to admit you. Now I'm crying because again I don't want to stay. Like who wants to stay in the hospital? But he looks at my husband, and my husband goes, "You're the boss. Like if you saying she has to stay, she has to stay." So, anyways, they put me in the cardiac unit, and I was there for 4 days, and they were doing so many tests on me, and even something called like a nuclear stress test. So when you have asthma and they don't want to give you like a running stress test, they do a nuclear where they like inject you in the IV with like some biohazard, like something to make your heart like pump really, really fast. It lasts all about 40 seconds. And it's just to determine like I guess the blood flow and the streams and all that stuff of like of your blood in your heart, whatever the case is. Anyways, so they had me like on a cardiac diet that whole weekend. I was there for 4 days. So that was a Friday. That Saturday, my mom came down to visit me. She drove down. And I was talking to my cousin because obviously they're asking questions. And my cousin tells me, a lot of the symptoms that you're having, because, pause, rewind, I was also having palpitations, like fast heartbeat, fast heart rate. And this is prior to that. I just, again, thought it was like from the asthma or whatever. But months prior to this, I already had been telling my doctor that I was having palpitations, like something didn't feel right. And I already had a Holter monitor, but that came back fine. So again, I didn't think nothing of it. So now fast forward to when I'm in the hospital, my cousin tells me, ask them to test you for lupus, because she has lupus. And a lot of the symptoms that I was having, she has had with lupus. So I said, okay, I'll let my doctor know or whatever. Anyway, so nurse comes in. Me and my mom like speak to the nurse, and she says, yeah, she's gonna talk to the doctor. So then I saw the doctor Sunday morning, and the nurse already like informed him, and then he said that he was actually coming in to speak to me to ask me if anybody in my family has lupus or has had lupus or whatever that I know of. And I said, yeah, my cousin. And he's like, because he was like, I guess researching, and they wanted to know like what was going on, like if my tests are coming back fine for my heart, but my numbers are still high, then something has to be attacking me. Something has to be wrong. So he said, I'm going to draw some blood and I'm going to see, I'm going to let you go Monday if your nuclear stress test, comes back okay. I'll let you go. I'll feel comfortable letting you go home, but I still want to do the test. And I said, okay. So he did the test, and I didn't get my results until Tuesday. So I got released Monday, and then Tuesday I saw my regular doctor, and then Tuesday afternoon was when I got my results. So I'm going to try to insert how they look. But it says like value, like normal value would be absent. And then it said my value was present. Again, I have my chart, so my results come like that, you know? So I saw that it said present. And obviously, if you're saying like, if it says present, then you know it, then you have it, right? But I was just like, no, like, I know it says present, but I don't want to have it, or I don't want to know that I have it. Like, I want the doctor to confirm it. Even though I'm seeing the actual result there, I like hit up like a couple of my nurse friends and a doctor friend that I know. And I'm like, hey, I just want to make sure that, yes, I do have it. And they all confirmed it. And I was like, but I'm still not going to believe you guys. Like, even though you're a doctor, you're nurses, I'm still not going to believe you guys. Because I want my doctor to confirm it. Like, I want my doctor to tell me. So I hit up my doctor like, hey, I got my test results. I want to know the answer. So the hospital I went to was one hospital. My doctor's affiliated with another hospital. So he hadn't gotten my results yet. So he said he was going to, call me back or whatever. I didn't get a phone call back. And I didn't get a phone call back until that Wednesday. And he basically confirmed it, that yes, you have lupus. And so they test you for lupus, RA, and Sjogren's syndrome. And usually one follows another, like you can have 1, 2, or 3. So I came back positive for lupus and Sjogren's syndrome. So yeah, so this is, I guess, my journey now, and symptoms that have led up to why my cousin wanted me to take the test. Why didn't doctors listen to me sooner? Because again, like I said, I have been complaining for a few months now of certain things, like my heart for one, palpitations, my gut, like I have a little belly, anything I eat, like I'm always bloated, and a lot of hair loss. Now I'm a hairstylist. Oh, my glasses. I'm a hairstylist, and I know you're supposed to, lose up to 100 hairs a day, and that's fine. That's all normal. But the amount of hair I'm losing is astronomical. Like it's insane. And I had told my doctor, like, hey, something's wrong. Like, I need you to test me. I need you to do blood work on me because there's something wrong with my body. And all she said was, oh, it's, with age as you get older. And I'm just like, no, like my body doesn't feel right. I know with age comes a lot of stuff, but with the way I'm feeling, and obviously we know our bodies and we know that when something isn't right. And so ladies and, gentlemen too, like if you feel something and in your heart and in your stomach and in your mind that it's not right and you're not supposed to feel like this, trust yourself and trust your instincts, because your intuition never fails. Okay, so I kept telling my doctor, well, she's not even my doctor. Let me just stop that right there. My doctor left the practice and they put me with whoever was available. And it just happens to be a nurse practitioner. And she's young again. And she's supposed to concur or talk to, however you want to say it, with the actual attending doctor, which she wasn't. And I had to like request blood work and all that stuff. And when I got my blood work back, then I had let her know like there was some numbers on my blood work that came back high, and she told me I was fine. There was nothing to worry about. And again, that's another story for another day. This story right now is about my lupus journey now, I guess, if you want to call it, and things I'm learning about myself and things that I'm hoping to improve with myself, and things I can eat and can't eat. And yeah, I'll be sharing my story. Let's see what we how we take it from here and where we go from here. So yeah, it's gonna be my lupus journey. Me finding out that I'm like gluten intolerant now. So yeah, there's that. I have to change my diet up, which is like the hardest thing ever. I had a mental breakdown yesterday, Sunday, May 5th. So Cinco de Mayo. Everybody's celebrating, and I'm over here having a freaking meltdown, crying hysterical. Because I'm not able to eat things anymore or certain things anymore. And again, I had told my doctor this a really long time ago, like, hey, I'm eating, nothing's changed in my diet, but there's certain things that are happening to my body. Like I said, like I'm always bloated. I can only eat once a day. And it all stems from like having lupus, finding out, again, speaking to my doctor now, and them saying like, yeah, like you probably have to go gluten free, like you have to change your diet. So now I'm on a gluten free, low sodium diet. I can't eat red meat, which sucks because I love red meat. Can't have sodium, which sucks. I'm Puerto Rican and I love seasoning everything. You know how we do. So it's kind of like, what can I eat now? Yesterday, like I said, I had a mental breakdown. I just cried. I cried so much. And it's not fair to my family to have to suffer because I, can't eat certain things. And I think it's me being selfish of me wanting them to not eat what I can't eat anymore. And, like I said, it's like selfish of me to say that. But I know I shouldn't say things like that. But it's on you. It's only been a week since I found out. And only a few days since I found out I can't have gluten anymore. So like I said, I'm just trying to change myself for the better. 39, and I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy for my kids. My kids, they're older, but I don't want to be like this. Like I don't want to be tired. Like I'm always tired, and apparently that's one of like the lupus symptoms. Like always tired, always fatigued, always like depressed. And for me, I'm always like energetic, always on the go. Hello, New York City, the Bronx. We do always everywhere. First of all, New Yorkers are like fast everything. But these past few months, I've just been like so exhausted, like always tired. Like I don't even have to do anything. I can go to sleep and wake up and I'm still tired. Like literally just tired. So, yeah, come on this journey with me. Let's see what we find out together. Let's see what we can eat, what we can't eat. Like I said, I went food shopping. Well, I didn't say, but I went food shopping yesterday, Sunday. That's when I had my meltdown. Because gluten-free shit is like expensive. I paid $7.49 for 4 fucking bagels. Excuse my language. But yeah, for 4 bagels. $7.49. What? Like, what? That's crazy to me. That's insane. That price was like, at this point I'm about to make my own bagels at home. But I went online and I found some things. Yeah, again, yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, and I wanted tacos so bad. I can't eat red meat, but I found some gluten-free tortillas, corn tortillas. I do like corn, but for like tacos, I don't know. I just, especially the tacos I make, I want like flour tortillas. But I had to eat it with tacos, which was fine. I made some guac, gluten-free. I made some pico, gluten-free. I made some ground turkey with no sodium. I did season it. Of course, I had to add my sofrito, which has no salt, by the way. But I had to add my sofrito. And I added some like Mrs. Dash seasoning. I added some cilantro, a little bit of lime. And then I found Mexican crema that was gluten-free, which was amazing. And apparently people who have lupus like shouldn't eat dairy. But I ate a little bit of cheese, not that much. Just a little bit. Just because, hello, cheese is life. But I ate that yesterday, and then today, because we had ground turkey leftover, I found a recipe that said one skillet turkey, ground turkey, and sweet potato, whatever, and it had kale. So I just went to the store, got some sweet potatoes, some gluten-free chicken broth. I cut up some shallots, a little bit of onions, sauteed them real quick. And then I added the ground beef in there with some of the chicken broth in there. I parboiled the sweet potatoes to get them soft, so I don't have to like cook them that long. And then I cut them, like diced them up, put them in the skillet, the same skillet, and then add my kale at the end, a little bit of Mrs. Dash on top, a little bit more of the chicken broth, and I just like let it steam in the skillet until the kale was like, tender where we could eat it. And I served it in a bowl with some avocados on top, because that's what the recipe said. Put some avocados, and everybody liked it, so it was good. So like I said, I'm just trying to reinvent myself now as a Puerto Rican who has to eat gluten-free but still wants the arroz con gandules and still wants the pernil and still wants everything else. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it happen. So stay on this journey with me, okay? Bye-bye. Oh, and don't mind how I look. I'm in my bed. I'm exhausted. I came home from work. I cooked, and yeah, that's it. Oh, and I'm still on my winter color, okay? This is still my winter color. Summer hasn't gotten here yet. But love you guys. Thank you for listening to my story. Appreciate you guys. Stick around.